Hey guys, how's it going? Um, so I've been trying to figure out lately how early I knew I was gay in my life. Some people knew like their whole lives. They just knew that they were attracted to the same sex and that they weren't attracted to the opposite sex. And then they had to deal with a ton of stress and crap until they ended up coming out. For me, it wasn't like that. Um, I honestly didn't even think about the concept that I was gay until early last summer, so early summer of 2010. Um, yeah, I'm definitely very gay, and I've definitely been gay my whole life. So I've been trying to, for me, it's just been extremely, extremely repressed by religion and conservative family and parts of my personality that make me, excuse me, not want to disappoint others, make me want to be a good person, all this sort of thing, make me want to fit in. I mean, kind of had to give up on that now. I'm gay. It happens. But yeah, so I've been looking back and trying to figure out when the earliest was. I remember girls as opposed to being like, oh my word, guys. 'Cause I never really had that oh my word, guys moment. Fourth grade, I had two crushes on girls. One of my neighbors, his name was Cole. He was a very attractive guy. All the girls had crushes on him. We were just friends. Anyway, his girlfriend in fourth grade, her name was Sophie. And she was in gymnastics, and she had the most amazing arms. Her shoulders were gorgeous. I remember being in awe of them. And she could do more pull-ups in gym class than any other boy. That was pretty hot. So yeah, definitely had a crush on her. The other girl was a deaf girl in the other fourth grade class at the school, and I knew a little bit of sign language. I'd always been interested in sign language as a kid. I don't know why, but so she wanted to push me on this huge rotating tire swing we had, but wasn't feeling good at all, and so I felt horrible. But I had to tell her no, if you push me, I'm gonna get sick and throw up. Even though I really, really, really just wanted her to push me on the tire swing, but yeah, apparently I wanted to get sick less. Also in fourth grade, one of my best friends was this guy named Greg, and him and I were two little kid friends. Um, Always hung out at recess. In our class, we drew dragons together, and it was so much fun. And at the end of fourth grade, my family moved to Michigan from Ohio, and so he told me on the last day of class that he had this huge crush on me, and I'm like, okay, first of all, why are you telling me now that I'm never gonna see you again? And second of all, what? Like, we're friends. We do this whole friend thing, drawing dragon cards and all this sort of fun stuff. So that didn't really make much sense to me. Fifth grade, girls had boobs. Yeah. Um, I mean, obviously tiny little boobs, but they were definitely boobs, and they were definitely on their chests. And I noticed them. Probably like all the straight guys were at the time. Yeah, definitely had boobs, definitely wore bras. I started shaving my legs in fifth grade. Just, I don't know, to feel normal, I guess. I didn't really need to shave them yet by any means, by any stretch of the imagination, but I guess I saw these other girls becoming women, and I was like, ooh, I want to be like that. I want to have boobs. I want to be what I consider attractive. Apparently shaving my legs factored in somehow. Boys were fun to hang out with, but it was girls that really got me. Sixth grade. Swimming class. Yep. So it's like locker room, but way better. Because not only are they getting down to their underwear, they're getting out of their underwear and into the bathing suit, which sounds extremely creepy and extremely horrible. And a lot of people are like, oh my word, gay people in the locker room, they're just gonna stare at me. Well, okay, first of all, when you're an adult, no, it doesn't work like that. because unless you're an extremely creepy person, you're obviously going to be polite and avert your eyes. But in 6th grade, I mean, I was curious. I had no education as to how a homosexual would go through puberty, how I would go through puberty. I just knew how straight girls would go through puberty. And it didn't match up for me, so I was kind of, like, doing this on my own. So, I noticed, kind of like, I don't know, it was like noticing the female body for the first time for me. They were so beautiful, like, I can't even explain to you how beautiful they are. I wouldn't have said, oh, I'm attracted to women, or oh, I'm a lesbian, because somehow I knew that that was wrong. I don't ever remember being told that it's wrong, but apparently I knew somehow. So, I just assumed my feelings were the same that every other girl had, and that I was supposed to find men attractive, so I tried as hard as I could, and like, when other girls would be like, oh, he's cute, I'd be like, oh yeah, he's so cute, and then I would get all nervous around him and all this stuff, so it looked like I was attracted to him, but the deep feelings of attraction were only towards women, as young as middle school. I mean, I just can't deny that. That's just how it is. Sometime, I don't remember if it was in, like, late middle school or in high school or what, but I, went to some of my friends' track meet. They went to a school in Ohio, and I went, and while they were running, I kind of hung out with one of their friends. Her name was Rachel, and her and I got along, like, super well. It was like, we just instantly clicked. And for me, it was, like, natural to want to, like, hold her hand and put my head on her shoulder and all this stuff. And she kept, like, pulling away and resisting. And I was like, what is going on? Like, I mean, it feels right. What is she? I don't get it. I think the reason, like, I felt so free and comfortable is because my parents weren't around. And I was out from underneath, like, their gaze and their, like, dominating pressure, raw, be this person. So I felt more free to just, like, be me, even though, I think that might have been, like, the first time I ever, like, had felt something so strong towards a girl, but even, like, 2 years ago, I wouldn't have looked at that moment and been like, oh, obviously I like this girl, because 2 years ago I was still thinking, like, oh, that's just how all women feel towards all other women, like, I'm normal, right? Yeah, I'm normal. Turns out I'm just lesbian. Who knew? But yeah, I definitely remember that night. And something else too, I always knew, and I always said that I was never gonna marry a man. In 6th grade, I knew I was never gonna marry a man. That's just how it was. I hated the idea of having to be a wife, having to stay home, cook, clean, pop out babies. Nah, so not me. So not me. At all. No, yeah, I was definitely never going to have a husband, do all that sort of thing. And I remember thinking that if I ever marry a guy, there's gonna have to be some sort of miracle for me to be attracted to him. Like, the only way it would ever work is if there's a straight up miracle. I just knew that in middle school, that it was just never going to happen. Never going to happen. I didn't like the thought of having to have a guy's kids. Like, that's disgusting. You mean he's gonna do what to me? No thank you. No thank you. Anyway, one last thing I had realized is, whenever I would, like, see movies, TV shows, read books, whatever, even in dreams, that had, like, a couple, but a heterosexual couple, like a man and woman, I was always the man. And I didn't ever really realize that. I just knew that I associated more with the man. Like, I was always the one opening the door, paying for the date, blah, blah, blah. Like, I just related to the man. So, I guess that's more of a clue towards my gender than sexuality. But, yeah. There you have it. A few, things from my past that... Huge clues. Huge signs. Hello, Christy, you are gay. Like it or not, you think women are hot. That's how it is.